Hello and welcome everyone. This is your podcast for the Leo half moon, the waning half moon, in the sign of Leo the Lion. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel, and the main thing about this half moon is going to happen very close to Halloween, also known as Samhain to pagans and All Hallows Eve to many Orthodox Christians and Catholics. So what is the moon going to be like on the 28th at the half moon, and what's it going to be like a few days later? Just first, again, this is your 50% light waning half moon, and it's going to cause people to sort of want to come out of their shell, and we'll get into that a little bit more, exactly what that means here in a moment. But just so you understand, the moon's going to be going down and decreasing in moonlight. So when we get to Halloween on the 31st, the moon will be in a waning crescent phase, still decreasing, not yet a new moon coming from this waning half moon. So remember, the energies are going to be a little less projective, a little less flamboyant, a little less extroverted, and a little more introverted, a little more charming, a little more, a little more of an alluring, wanting to sort of lure someone in. So this is a time to be seductive, not a time to really go out and push yourself on other people, because the moon is going down in moonlight. It's going to be on a waning phase, and it'll also decrease some of the urges to be very boisterous. Nevertheless, when the moon is waning, it does by itself, even no matter what the individual is doing or what the person is doing, it causes people to come to you, especially if you're in tune with the moon. It will draw them to you. It'll give you that sort of a lunar magnetism. So keep that in mind. So you're going to want to make sure that you don't, just let anybody come to your Halloween party. You want to make sure that it's people you know, and people you know well, and people you trust. Okay, so now regarding the Leo half moon on October 28th, the waning half moon, the psychic astrology message for this half moon is that ferocity hides behind polite smiles. Allow yourself to be playful. So what this means is that, especially when it comes to the sun sign, because Leo is ruled by the sun, and people's sun signs have various and sundry vices and virtues. What you're going to want to, on this particular waning half moon in Leo, you're going to want to break out of your shell. You're going to want to come out of what you consider to be your traditional daily training and programming, like your daily workaday ritual or schedule, what you routinely do each day, whether it's your work schedule or your schedule at home with your family. You're going to want to start to come out of that, probably most likely in a preparation for Halloween, and you're going to want to begin to express your more authentic inner self. It's not that people are fake. It's that people are trained to behave a certain way at work. They have to smile and behave politely and speak politely at work. They have to behave appropriately for their families. People have to behave appropriately when they go to school, even when they go to colleges and that kind of thing. And when they go to any kind of program for when they have to go to work and take a special class or a training, people are trained to behave in certain ways. So we take our natural predator animal ferocity that we have as humans, because humans are the deadliest predators on the earth, and you know it. And people don't like to admit that, but it's true. And people have to put on these domesticated or trained workaday world conditioned behaviors so that society can function, and so they can also do their jobs appropriately and well. Therefore, during this time, you're going to kind of want to come out of your sheep's clothing that society has put on you, that society has dressed you in, taken these fierce tigers and lions and bears, oh my, and put them in sheep's clothing, tried to make you domesticated and docile. So you're going to want to share with other people, and you're going to want to be generous because you're going to want to be nice. Nevertheless, the message, the psychic astrology message from the higher star systems is that you need to allow the playfulness of the Halloween season, of the All Hallows Eve season, of the Samhain season, okay? The Samhain season, it's spelled like Samhain, but it's pronounced Samhain for the pagan festival when you're supposed to put on the clothes of, it's the new year for the pagans and the witches, so that's when they put on their clothes of what they want to be for the next year, like their aspirations. And so that's something that you can do. There's also a time when the veil between the two worlds is thinnest on Halloween, so that's when you're going to want to, it's when people have either, the Catholic Church has services for the saints that have departed, and the Wiccans will have like put a place for the dearly departed at their table, and have the spirits of the dearly departed have dinner with them, and things like that. But this is a few days before Halloween, but you're going to be gearing up for this, obviously. You're going to be gearing up for this season and these festivities. So you're going to want to start putting on your costumes. You're going to want to start kind of getting into the persona that you're going to want to project. And that's really going to be a lot of fun. And this is when you can really start getting into your new sort of playful self, your whimsical self. And that's during this Halloween season. Now, if you're not a person who observes Halloween or All Hallows Eve or Samhain, then just take the message that in order for you to maintain the usual good behavior and appropriateness at your work and your church and your school and those kinds of things, and with your families, you're going to have to kind of share, your experiences with other people, talk to other people more, and you're going to need to be a little more playful in whatever way you feel is appropriate if you're not into the whole Halloween thing, because of either your religion or your or your tradition or your culture. Just understand that you're going to have to become a little bit more playful in some way, and you can do that in a way that works for you. So that's the really most important message, because if you bottle up this ferocity that we all have inside of us, all humans have a ferocious side, no matter what the sign of the zodiac you are, we all have that within us, because humans are survivors, and we've conquered the planet, and we're about to go out and conquer the solar system and the galaxy. So you need to understand that that's a human nature, so it's going to want to come out. So be aware of it and let it come out in a way that is sharing and in a way that's appropriate, and then in a playful way, because if you're theatrical about it, you're less likely to actually become angry or upset. So that's a very important message for maintaining emotional health during this time of the year in the Northern Hemisphere, of course. Now, for your mansions of the moon, lunar horoscope, and star magic coordinates for Thursday, October 28th, the moon transits the 10th lunar mansion at 12:40 a.m. Since Luna reaches her waning half-moon phase at 8:06 p.m. on the 28th, the 10th mansion of the moon is activated at the exact time of the waning half-moon. We're using Universal Time Coordinated and Tropical Astrology for the lunar mansion as well as for the waning half-moon. Now, October's waning half-moon will be in the sign of Leo the Lion. This Leo waning half-moon will be shining at 50% light, which is potent for performing receptive magic spells. So if you're going to do some kind of magical ritual or spell, you're going to need to understand that this is going to be a waning moon, so you're going to do it in a receptive way. And again, on a waning moon, these things manifest where these things will come to you more than you going to them. Okay? Now, Luna will be in the sign of Leo, and the margins of this mansion number 10 is from Cancer 25 degrees 42 minutes 51 seconds, and the ending margin is Leo 8 degrees 34 minutes 17 seconds. And these coordinates are according to Abraham. Now obviously we're going to be in the Leo portion of this margin on the 28th during the waning half moon in Leo. The stars to wish upon inside the 10th mansion of the moon, which is called Al-Jabhah. Al-Jabhah is the name of the mansion, number 10. The name of the stars, the pointer stars, are Regulus and Adafera, and they dwell in the brow of Leo, the brow of the lion, and also in the heart of the great Arabic lion, respectively. Now, the heart of Leo is Regulus, excuse me. Regulus is the heart, and Adafera's in the brow. Now, ask the angel of Alpha Leonis, Regulus, and Zeta Leonis, Adafera, who is named Ardesiel. The angel's name is Ardesiel, to lift up sadness, slowness, and sickness from the heart and body of whomever you wish to provide with therapeutic remedies. Then, give medicinal tonics prepared for such healing. Sorceresses and sorcerers use this mansion to display an image of the head of a lion to heal illness, to heal infirmities, and to make the birthing of a child untroubled. And these are some of these, the names we're using, Al-Jabhah, and the pointer stars of Regulus and Adafera. These are according to Warnock. Now, the name of the angel, Ardesiel, is according to Agrippa. Also, Agrippa reveals this mansion's name as being Al-Jabhah or Al-Jabhah, meaning the neck or forehead of Leo. Now, mansion of the moon, number 10, fortifies structures. It bestows adoration, devotion, intimacy, and generosity. Again, that's according to Agrippa. Now, the bestowing of the adoration and the intimacy and the generosity will also bestow support against competitors or rivals. Okay? That's what this mansion does, number 10. Now, generating images of these qualities brings them into physical reality. Agrippa also discloses that for the purpose of fashioning a magical talisman, magicians crafted an emblem made of gold, bearing the image of a lion's head. To increase the magical potency of the icon, they added the scent of amber, creating a rich and inviting earthen, forested vanilla aroma. Moreover, this completed insignia helped to cause delivering an infant to be uncomplicated and successful, as well as being healing to individuals with ailments, according to Agrippa. Now, Warnock also gives us the information that the pointer stars, again, Regulus and Adafera, are the pointer stars for this mansion. That's Warnock. Now, according to Kabbalistic lore, this is a different source, the Kabbalist. According to the Kabbalist, Cancer is ruled by Luna, the moon, while Leo is ruled by the sun, or soul. Cancer's birthstone is ruby, with Leo birthstone being peridot. Now, Leo's magical chemical metal is gold, where for the sign of Cancer it's silver, and for the moon it's silver. For Leo it's gold. If you're doing a Leo moon, you might want to use white gold or gold. But that using the amber is important because this mansion incorporates the energies of both portions of, the end of Cancer and the beginning of Leo. So just understand that this mansion has both qualities. So you're going to want to utilize them to get the full healing and support against your competitors and a support against your rivals from this mansion. Remember, that lion's head can be very healing. Now, under the image of it. Now, understand that when it's a waning moon, the energies are going to come more towards you and be more subtle. Whereas on a waxing moon, these energies would be used in a more projective manner. But this is a waning moon. It's going to be a receptive manner. Receptive Leo. And again, because it's lunar and because this mansion shares the end of Cancer and the beginning of Leo, the mansion, it's going to have some feminine receptive qualities. And again, you're going to utilize those for the healings and for the support against opponents and competitors. All right, great. Now, remember that the birthstone for Leo is peridot, and the birthstone for Cancer is ruby. You're going to probably want to use the peridot, but you could use a ruby, but you're going to want to probably best use amber because of this mansion, okay? And that will, again, if you notice, it'll be sort of a bridge between the two, ruby and peridot. I would use amber as a great gem to use for any kind of talisman you might want to create with metal and with gemstones, amulets and talismans. And if you're Christian or Catholic, you can make a rosary out of it, and it's very powerful for your receptive energy during this time. All right. Some books we want to just recommend that are great resource books if you want to study these things yourself, and all of the lunar mansion, and also some of the star magic information. You want to look at Mansions of the Moon, a lunar zodiac for astrology and magic, second edition with 2019 to 2033 Mansion Ephemeris by Christopher Warnock, Renaissance Astrology Publishers. You also want to look at 3 books of occult philosophy published by Llewellyn. It's a Llewellyn source book series. It's authored by Henry Cornelius Agrippa. And that was written in 1533, but it was published by Llewellyn in 2000. And it's annotated and edited by Donald Tyson. And thirdly, you want to look at the Fixed Stars on Constellations and Astrology, authored by Vivian Irwood Robson in 1923, published by American Federation of Astrologers, Inc. All right. Thank you so much, and we'll see you again next time for this podcast. Stay tuned for the next moon phase.